Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. We're going to see if there's any issues with DLSS, so let's get right into it. And a quick disclaimer here, I'm not pixel peeping here. I'm at pretty much arm's length from my monitor. I'm just trying to see what sticks out to me the most while playing the game. That ghosting you saw on the gun is actually, it's on every version, even without DLSS or anything. The first thing I noticed right away was this TV static looking thing around like hair or around objects that have a lot of depth of field. It definitely doesn't look good at all, and I feel like it ruins the immersion because it's just moving around so much. Now here's a scene where you have a lot of grass. Just pay attention to the ghillie suits. They look alright. But here again, you're gonna see it. And there's a trend going on here with the depth of field as well. With the grass, you can see it popping in. Static again. It looks like film grain, right? But I do have the film grain at the default, 0.25. Coming up, I'm going to show you the difference between the film grain at 0 and at the default. And I'll tell you, it's not that at all. And I know I'm using in-game cutscenes, but it does use the in-game engine. It's not those pre-rendered cutscenes, so it is still a part of the game, and you can see it here during gameplay a little bit how it's doing that static on around the scope. From my testing and on a few scenes, I didn't see any of that dark trailing that you can get on DLSS, so that's a good thing, 100%. And I don't see much ghosting as well on objects.
Bravo. How we doing, boys?
Now to show you with the settings here, I do have it down at 0. I'm gonna have them side by side. It doesn't fix the issue that's going on here, so I mean turning it down to 0 does pretty much nothing. And stick around to the end of the video. I'm gonna show you how to fix this issue if you do choose to stick with DLSS when playing Modern Warfare 2. Now in the same scene here, I turned off DLSS and we just have the anti-aliasing at TAA, and as you can see the picture is so much cleaner. You're also going to see that the frame rate drops a lot without DLSS, which is crazy. Mind you, I am on 4K. I'm playing that to F4K, so there's something to take into consideration with that performance drop. But yeah, it's a much better picture with TAA. But if you're going to play this game at the extreme settings, you definitely want to have some sort of upscaling method. But if you happen to get the high-end 4000 series card and you play at 4K, you're probably not going to have to worry about that 20 FPS drop that you get. Moving on to a different scene, I wanted to see if the leaves would happen to have any like trailing or ghost trails or dark smearing that you get with DLSS. And I'm happy to say, at least in this scene, it looks pretty stable and clean. It looks good, minus that depth of field static issue that you're getting. And notice how I keep saying depth of field, because it's going to come back to how you're going to be able to fix that issue.
Looks like cartel's guarding the bridge. We're on, Sergeant.
Now moving on to the so-called fix, and I'm doing air quotes right now. What you want to do is turn off depth of field. Now if you like that effect, I know most people turn it off anyways, but if you like that effect, then this isn't going to help you. I'll have it side by side here, and you can see right away how much better it looks. That depth of field effect is definitely gone, but I know a lot of people that don't like that effect, so they automatically turn it off anyway, especially if you're playing online. Maybe you would want it in the campaign for that cinematic feel, I guess. But if you're going to use DLSS with this game while you're playing, you're probably going to want to turn off depth of field just so you don't have that static dithering that you see.
Bravo. What do you have?
Another air quote fix that I found is actually not using DLSS. I tested all 3 upscaling methods that the game provides. It's only AMD FSR 1.0. You can see with depth of field on how much better it looks. It's a much cleaner picture overall. On my gameplay with FSR though, there were some issues and graphical glitches that I'm going to highlight at the end. But another thing I didn't notice was any ghosting on FSR, which is a good thing. I wanted to apologize for not having the RTSS overlay on the top. for FSR. There was an issue with the game, it kept crashing on me, so I had to use the in-game FPS overlay. Here's where I found that graphical glitch, and it's on the right side of the screen here. It's very strange, I've never seen that with FSR. And I think it's only on the last level. I don't think you'll notice it as much on different levels. I haven't seen it pop up on different levels, I should say. So, I mean, test around with it. If you see it, and you know what it's coming from, it's from FSR. So I'm not 100% sure if it happens on non-AMD cards. That's something I want to throw out there. It is FSR 1.0 and it's not the updated 2.0 that's, you know, the latest AMD FSR. Have you guys been playing, and if you've seen any other issues that I have not highlighted in this video, please leave a comment down below so everybody can know. It helps out the community, so that's awesome. You can check out my next video right here where I tested out Uncharted with DLSS to see if there's any issues. There were some issues in that game, but not a lot, which is great. Be safe, guys, and take care of yourself out there.